Well, we're complaining, so that's super girly. Super on brand.
Is that all girls do, just complain?
I think so.
And be cute.
I think it's in our nature.
Because, like, what else is there to do?
Nothing.
Do shit that benefits us?
Gossip, complain, be cute. That's it. Core 3.
Gossip, complain, and be cute. That's a GCC.
Where did you get the double C at the end?
Complain and cute. Gossip, complain, cute.
Oh, you got it.
I be smart sometimes.
GCC.
GCC.
Okay.
If you're not on it, I don't want to be with you.
Maybe that should be our slogan here.
GCC.
Time to GCC.
It's time to GCC, baby.
Hi guys, welcome to the Wasted with Wendy podcast. This is my favorite co-host, my one and only best friend. Hi, Miss Ashley. Should we say your last name? Nope, Miss Ashley. Period.
Miss Ashley. That's
where it ends.
We're gonna leave it right there.
As you can see, we're twinning because we're twins. We are best friends.
I actually got dressed first, and then she was like, "Oh my God, you are so fucking cute."
You got me.
Let me tap into it, and I was like, you know, I'm like such a great bestie. I just let her do that.
Thank you for letting me get inspired by you.
But I can't lie, I saw her face first, and I was like, oh, gotta be cute.
Right, so we just inspire each other around here.
And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
BCC.
GCC.
Oh, okay. Gossip.
Complain.
And be cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We made that up. Now it's we. Mm-hmm.
It was my idea first.
No, it's we now.
You know, when you're in a relationship, you kind of have to
compromise. That's what the other C.
The other C
is in
We're
there
just gonna keep adding C's.
Mm-hmm. Construction.
It should just be like B. You see? Now you have me saying B.
B for you.
Because you're such a bitch.
Oh. That's the end of today's episode.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, no, but for real, Ashley is I feel like you're more like a little sister. You know what I'm saying?
I am literally older than you.
By literally a speck.
But I popped out a vagina first.
You got that?
Like, you were still cooking in your mommy's womb while I was already out.
A couple of days. A week. A month.
Sucking on a nipple.
Whatever.
Already out. Tasting the real world.
3
and
weeks.
you were still in fluid inside of a woman's body.
For 3 weeks.
A month.
But you still give little sister. Because you are a little sister to 2 other sisters.
Exactly. So why can't I just give, like, big sister energy once in my life?
Maybe to somebody else. You feel like my little sister. It's like...
I don't feel like you're my big sister, though.
No, for sure, because you have 2 other ones.
I feel like you're my best friend.
Oh. Well, I feel like a sisterhood is better than a best friend. So I care more about you than you care about me.
How about we just be like fraternal twins?
Super. We still look like we came out the one person.
But like...
No. Anyways, my bestie.
Yeah.
Should we tell people how we met for those who may not know?
Yeah, we could tell them.
Well, we first met in high school.
We did, for like a little bit.
Yeah, we went to the same high school my freshman year, and then I went to other high schools.
She left me.
Yeah,
it wasn't meant to be at the time.
We didn't know each other. Like, never said a hi, a hey.
Yeah.
And nothing.
It was kind of just like okay, we go to the same school.
Yeah.
Type of thing, and that's
like,
it.
not my girl. I don't know her. Ew, whatever.
I don't even think I've even spoken a word to her.
Never.
In high school.
You hung out with people that I didn't hang out with.
Yeah.
So you just automatically think in high school that means they don't like me.
I personally didn't think that.
Because you were in the cooler group.
You know, people say that, and I never really saw it, like, at the moment.
Well, you were.
Oh, okay.
And I was a loser, but it's okay. We're here now. That makes the baddest bad bitches. Like, if you didn't prime too early.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you get, like, a fruit and it, like, ripens too early?
Mm-hmm, then you can't even save it for later.
And it's not even that, but, like, it's not as sweet. Like, if the mango, like, ripened too fast.
That's true, yeah.
It gets soft, but it's still green.
Yeah.
It's like, oh... wrong time. So I primed after.
Period.
Like a true baddie.
Same. I don't think I primed in high school.
No, you didn't. No. We primed around the same time.
I think so.
We thought we were priming like before COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was not our prime.
Mm-mm.
This actually might be our prime now, this podcast era. But it won't feel like that until like we look back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully this is our real prime.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. We still haven't said how we met. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 25 minutes in. So then after that, I went to different schools, whatever. And then eventually, after high school, I started like a clothing brand, Wasted Apparel. I'm sure everybody watching right now knows.
We did have the first same job together, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
Mm-hmm. I
fucked
do
up.
be right most of the time.
Okay. Didn't need to take it there.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, you got it. You're right. We're Panera Girlies. That was our both of our first jobs.
It was only for like a few months, and then she dipped, and I dipped after.
That's how it goes at everybody's first job. You get the confidence of like, oh, I got this job.
Yeah.
So I could go anywhere, huh? Say less. Apply to the White House right after.
I would run for presidency.
So, yeah, we met at Panera. Then we were like cool at Panera, but we weren't like friends.
Yeah,
you know, like we
did
were
follow
like
each other
cool.
on like IG, and I guess that we're like,
yeah. We were like past the threshold of like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah,
we like each other. And then when I started like a clothing brand, I hit her up because she's a baddie, and I was like, can you come be my model, please? And she was like, of course, my horse. And then ever since then, we just kept bonding and bonding and bonding. Okay. So, do you want to tell me what you were going to tell me? Or do you want to get into the whole topic first?
No, we could get into the topic first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
a little icebreaker, a little introduction.
Right. So, me and Ashley kind of feel like the same about this stuff. We just feel like we want to be in our feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we were younger, obviously we didn't even know anything about that. And we probably assumed that being feminine meant like being on IG, being baddies, and just being a cute girl. And then we kind of just grew up and we're like, okay, this actually means I don't want to work. It just doesn't align with our values anymore. Nope.
It's like values working.
You know.
It just doesn't.
It's kind of a gap right there. Yeah. Big gap. We're like this.
We're like up there.
Right here. Okay. So, yeah, we're talking about femininity. We're saying how it doesn't align to work and to be feminine, and how it just strips us of our, like, energy source.
Yeah.
Because we're not meant to work. At least not, like, a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like our cycles play so much into, like, our energy.
Yeah.
Because we have a 28-day cycle, like the moon.
It's
like
honestly just
phase.
so crazy, like, how much a woman's, like, body can change and how that can change like her day-to-day like lifestyle. Because like there's days where I wake up and I feel like I am on top of the world, and I go into work feeling like that, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna be so productive, this and that, like I'm gonna have a great shift, versus the next day I could wake up and I'm like, wow, I hate the world right now, and then I still have to go in and do that exact same job,
literally.
And then I feel like that kind of just takes away from me just wanting to feel like what I want to feel in the moment, and for me to process it in the correct way that I should process it.
Right.
Because it's like now I have to go in and focus on all these tasks that I have to do versus like me being able to understand myself for that day, if that makes sense.
It does. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Because like every day, and I don't know if like everybody who's watching knows this, but like women run on a 28-day cycle, like how your period runs is how your body works internally, like with our hormones. We have a different like supply of hormones every day for 28 days, so like no 2 days are the same. Like you didn't have as much testosterone and estrogen as you did yesterday, and other hormones that play into like how you feel and what you're saying, like how much energy you have or whatever. It changes every day. And men have a 24-hour cycle, which means every day when they wake up, they should have relatively like the same like reset balance hormonally that they did the day before. Obviously, like we're not talking here if somebody has like a problem with their hormones, like the exceptions to the rules, but like scientifically speaking, they should have a 24-hour cycle that resets every day, and they wake up with as much testosterone and this and that as they had the day before. And women have a 28-day one. So every day is a little bit different for us. A little bit different. And none of that gets accounted or like put into society. Like they don't have like, oh yeah, you're on your period, so you get this many days off.
Right.
Nothing. There's nothing
like,
to accommodate us.
Oh, you're feeling this way, so I'm gonna have you do this today, or like this and this and that. It's like, no, you're gonna do what you gotta do.
Right.
And deal with it.
You wouldn't have any other like animal or even like men or a kid or anybody else be expected to perform the same if they were bleeding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we actually just bleed from a very like sensitive area, which hurts for most of us for a couple days out the month. And we experience like symptoms around that, before, after, this and that. Every woman is different, but what every woman does usually have is a period. Or what we're like, you know, supposed to have is like a period, and it doesn't get like respected like socially. First of all, why do we even pay for like pads and
I promise
shit?
you on everything, and I say this all the time, if men were to get their periods, the world or society, at least like in America, would be so different.
Yes.
Because I feel like tampons and stuff would be free. Like, you'll be able to call out of work and not get like any penalty towards it for having your period.
Right.
If anything, they'll have set days out of the month for your period.
Yep. They would. But they literally would if men had it.
Yeah.
Because they would know, like, nobody should work through this. And we shouldn't. I feel like that's one of the, like, the things I want to change in the world before we go, is, like, for women's, like, needs to be, like, respected, like...
And not feel like it's coming from a place of weakness.
Right.
Because I feel like that's what... Not all, but I feel like that's what most men, like, think. Like, oh, like, you're only acting this way because, like, you're in pain, or, like, this and this and that. Like, whatever, all girls get their period. Like, just suck it up. It's like, all right, baby boy, go ahead.
Right.
Get those cramps. Tell me how you feel after taking that period shit.
Right.
Let me know how your back feel. Or how your emotions feel.
Yep.
Like, I know I'm getting my period because, like, days before, I am, like, the biggest baby, or like I just feel like the world is ending. And it's like, it just kind of sucks, because I'm just there like, oh, okay, I still have to live my regular life and like do what I have to do because I'm on my period. Like, it's whatever.
And most people don't have like the luxury of like adjusting their schedule and their life to like their period needs and stuff. Like, I do. I can make my own schedule. I could work if I want to, not work if I don't want to, which obviously has its own like downfalls because it's hard to discipline yourself, whatever. But in the in the scenario that we're talking about, which is like how I get to choose when I work and don't work because of my period, it's so like, I don't know, you just feel like you're honoring yourself as a woman. You feel like, I'm in charge. I actually look forward to my period every month, because after like my ovulation time, I start to feel the decline of like my confidence, my enthusiasm, my like desire to perform in the day, to do things. Like, I feel it declining. And I look forward to my period because I know it'll reset that. So even though I know it comes with like pain and bed rest, but like because I have like created a space for it,
and a safe space at that.
And I get to like enjoy that's my off time. Like, okay, this is like my time where I go through this and that. It's become like more like a ritual to me, like to enjoy it.
And like, you're able to basically like recharge yourself throughout the process, versus having to strain yourself while you're already like, while your body's already doing so much.
And I don't I don't work out like during my period, not in like the I don't lift weights for sure. I do try to go on walks. Sometimes I have like such extreme cramps that I like, maybe like one or two of those days I really can't like like fold it over, which I know apparently like if you have such extreme pain, it is like a sign of something being hormonally wrong. Like, you're not supposed to experience like debilitating pain. So I know like, you know, one day I'll be able to like look into that and see what's like making it so extremely bad. But apart from those days, I will like take a walk or do like Pilates or something like a soft form. Actually, Pilates is fucking hard.
I'm like, soft.
Pilates is so hard. But I have this app, I think it's called 28 Wellness or something. It tracks your period and it kind of gives you like guided workouts for when you're on your period. It kind of tells you what you should be eating to ease the pain and help you recharge. I definitely don't do anything that's strenuous to my body during my period, whether it's like working or working out or even trying to like do anything social. Like, all my friends know if it's like my time of the month, or if I know it's gonna be, because I have it planned out, like I know when I'm getting my period. If it's like, if Ashley's like, oh, can we go party on the 30th, I'm like, I actually get my period on the 29th at 2 p.m. so I won't be able to attend. Nope.
But it's like, sometimes you have to set those boundaries for yourself, because it's like, you know, personally you're not going to be up to it, and even if you try to go to like please me or like someone else, you're not going to be like enjoying yourself
at all.
And then that's going to make, honestly, me feel like, oh, okay, well, fuck? Why did you even come?
It's like such a blessing to know when I'm gonna get it and plan my life around it. Like, it's not like I go on vacation and I'm like, fuck, I got my period.
Yeah.
Or even parties that like I throw, I like to do them around my ovulation stage so that I know I'll be like feeling my most confident, radiating, and just like feeling super radiating or being radiant, whatever. Just feeling my best, looking my best.
New
like
wasted word.
But yeah, I don't know. I love that I can track my period and stuff now. I didn't know any of that before. And especially if you do have a partner and you can get them on your routine. Like, my partner knows when I get my period, he gets a warning during my PMS week, like, hey, I'm PMSing, so
if I'm a bitch to you, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but not
take
really.
everything I say with a grain of salt. Be extra nice. Please bear with me a little bit more. You know, he gets all the warnings rather than him being like, damn, why is she such a bitch right now?
Yeah.
You know, he knows it's coming. Or sometimes I'll forget. That, like, I won't be checking my schedule, and he'll be like, "Are you PMSing?" But
I'm like, you know what?
I'm like, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. I forgot. But to us, it's not like, you know, like how people be using it against each other. Like, because I actually do say, "Hey, I'm PMSing right now. Bear with me." But yeah, it is super refreshing. Like, if you have a partner, I recommend everyone to kind of like get in tune with their cycle and share it with their partner so that they can help you help yourself. But you know, if you're on birth control, you have like a fake period. Like, your hormones don't change on a 28-day cycle.
It's like shorter or longer?
It's just not.
It's just irregular.
It's just not like even. I actually don't know exactly how the hormones work, but I believe, I could be wrong, that it just keeps them the same-ish all the time. Like, it just regulates your.
Because isn't birth control just like tricking your body that you are pregnant so you don't get pregnant?
Yes, exactly. So it changes all your hormones in your body.
Yeah.
Which
is crazy.
So insane. But yeah.
Better than getting pregnant.
Maybe. But you know what? If you get so wise into like reading and all that stuff about your period, you can track your ovulation, and there's extreme safe ways to do it. Like, some people take their body temperatures in the morning, and the temperature, like when you're about to ovulate, like the body, your like resting body temperature rises or something like that, or maybe lowers. One of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two options. Either rises or lowers.
Talk about being in heat.
Got him. Okay. Yeah. So women start to get heat, and our temperature does change. So women actually track that. The people who like go super into it, when you want to be extra super safe, like the safest you could be is to go that far into every morning you wake up and you measure your temperature, or like take your med.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
I get you.
And you can know right when like ovulation starts, and you know, avoid getting pregnant.
You know what's crazy? I literally just got a cramp right now.
You know, do you get ovulation pain or ovulation cramps? Do you ever get a cramp during the middle of the month, like no period happening?
Yes.
So that's an ovulation cramp. And do you ever get spotting?
Is that my pussy screaming that it wants some cock?
Oh, wow. Bleeping that one out. Do you ever get, like random spotting too?
Sometimes I do, yeah. But it's more like discharge than anything.
Okay. Well, I get ovulation bleeding. There's a term for it where you actually get like ovulation pain and ovulation like bleeding.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get like spotting.
The
like
woman's body
blood.
is just kind of crazy, honestly.
Insane. But I didn't have that forever. It kind of started. I actually think it started around when I started working out. Which I don't know if it's like a bad indicator of like maybe my body's going through too much.
It's like, what are you doing? We've never done this before.
Yeah, so I don't know. Because it's been a couple months and I still have it. I looked it up and it's something that people do have. It's like a normal like
So it didn't freak you out or anything?
No, but I just don't know if it's like, just because like, I don't know, Google says that it's not bad, it doesn't mean that it's like the optimal thing for your body to be doing. I just don't know if it is optimal.
Yeah.
Or if it's just like one of the options that you get as a woman. Okay, do you get ovulation cramps or not? Like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I do. I get like a sharp pain on like one side of my stomach.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that means that that's the ovary that's ovulating or what, but yeah, it's just like one-sided.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I get a little light. But
you see, we like go through all this, right? And it's like society's like, yeah, well, nice to know you still have to come into work. And
it's so crazy.
And I just feel like that right there just makes personally me feel that it's like, okay, well, fuck you and what you're going through. You still gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
And that doesn't allow me to want to tap into like my soft side and like tap into, because I feel like women like are just very nurturing, you know, and they should be able to have the space to express that and to like dwell in that and to expand like that emotion and just like that feeling, and like how can they make that part of themselves like better for themselves and also like the people around them.
Right.
Like the other day I read this quote, I forgot where it was from, but it was like, as a person sometimes you need to stop saying like, what can you do for me, and think, what can I do for others? Ooh. Like, how can you benefit people like around you? Because it's like, you know, you're a good person once you start seeing that the people around you are succeeding off of like your own like what's like company, basically. Ooh. Like if I'm in someone's life, like, am I helping them get better? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, how am I supposed to know that I could help other people if I can't even help myself because I don't have the space to do it?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep thought.
But I'm just like, but it's true though, because I know we've had obviously so many conversations, like just as... Hold up. I got a really bad pain in my throat.
Too much truth. The government.
It's like, shut her up. She need to be taken down.
Oh my God. The government is coming for us. Like, our first episode's not even out. Damn.
But no. But anyways, rewind. I remember like with living with my parents and stuff, he would be like, Ashley, I feel like you just need to get in your own space so you could be more creative and you could like know what you want and like tap into like yourself. Right. And I feel like that's the same thing even like as a woman with having a job. Don't get me wrong, I do love working and like I love being independent and like just knowing that I have myself and like I could be secure within myself. Yeah. But I feel like as a woman you also could do that just by nurturing the people around you and like you said, tapping into like that soft like feminine energy. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, because I have 2 jobs, so with me having that, me just working and working and working all the time, I feel like I don't have that time or space to care for myself. Yeah. And it's like, even when I do, it's so limited. Yeah. But it's like, there's times I work 6 days a week. I only have 1 day off. Well, I'm supposed to do all the things I need for myself in that one day.
Oh, plus you have a boyfriend. Yeah. Oh, and then make family time. Oh, and friends. And clean. Hello?
So it's like all these things.
You forgot to go grocery shopping.
Like, there has been times where I'm like, bro, I don't even have time to fucking wipe my own ass at this point.
No, literally.
I do clean myself. I'm a for everything girl, guys. I take like 2 showers a day. 3 sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But you guys get the point. Like, I feel like... running
out of time. That should be stinking.
But, no, there has been times where I'm just like, wow, I've just been at work. Yeah. Like, I haven't folded the laundry. Like, my hamper... really be going through it sometimes.
She be working overtime.
I'm like, twins.
She don't get a day off. No, that's so true.
I feel like as a woman, you should have that time to love yourself. Yeah. Because like, if I'm not loving myself and I'm not taking care of myself, how am I supposed to take care of the people around me? Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to show my partner, oh, hey, like, I want to give you all of myself, but I can't do that because I don't even give myself that time. Literally. I'm not saying that, like, as a woman, I shouldn't work. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but I could...
That's what I'm saying. You might not say it,
but I could work in a way that society may not think is correct, you know? Yeah. Like, I don't have to have, like, a 9 to 5, or I don't even have to be an entrepreneur. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of people's mind go now.
Yeah, it's like the 2 extremes.
Yeah, it's like either or, and it's like, why? Right. Like, why can't we find a nice, like, middle balance? Right. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Society's a little crazy, and it's like, if you're not either or, if you're not like an influencer or like this, you're not. It's like, what are you doing with your life? Yeah. But it's like, sometimes people have different paths. Yeah. And if all I want to do is be a stay-at-home girlfriend, and that makes me happy, why not? Why do I have someone to tell me that? Oh my God, wow, you ain't doing shit with your life. No, I'm happy.
Baby, I'm happy. I'm happy.
But I do, like, sometimes I wish that I could just, like, quit my jobs and just, like, spend time on me. Yeah. And I feel like that'll make the biggest difference in, like,
it would.
The whole world. Yes. But then it's, like, from an
whichever way you put it, whoever's judging is already like the one in the wrong.
Yeah.
So fuck that. But I do completely agree that I feel like there should be like space for women to, even if you do want to have a job, right? Which, okay, maybe I don't want to have a job once I have kids or whatever, but let's say right now you're like, oh yeah, I don't mind having a job. I just wish it could be designed to complement my body, my needs, because those are true needs, you know, and it's just designed for a man because men were the ones that were working at first. So it's like these like societal norms have been like created by men for men, and then now we're like stepping into their world without like creating our own
space for it.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just like, okay, we could do what a man does.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like that is like the least empowering thing that a woman can do, is say we could do anything that a man can't do. No, we can't.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty. The beauty in it is like,
there's separate roles for a reason.
Yes. The beauty is accepting that like what you can provide, a man can't, and what he can provide, you can't.
Exactly.
And that is why both are so important. That's like the yin and the yang. You need each other. It's like a balance.
Yeah.
I think whenever people are oppressed, like the natural thing is to want to become fully free.
Yeah.
To the point where like you're testing boundaries which probably don't even excite you truly. But it's just like that feeling of freedom. It's like, oh, how free can I be?
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, like we have like the same rights now. So like, damn, can I just work as hard as a man and not need, like, how long can I take this thing of not needing a man or being free to the point where now you're like making yourself unhappy just to say you don't need a man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you didn't need to go, like, I feel like a real example of that in my personal life is like before I was in a relationship where I felt like I couldn't make full decisions without like making someone else disappointed, like maybe my choice of like what I would post, what I would wear, where I would go, like all these things. And then when I like got out of that relationship, my whole thing was like, okay, I'm not gonna let a man ever tell me what to do. Like, no opinion of a man matters. Like, what I do is my choice, my body. I'm a woman. Like, I'm a grown up. Like, nobody should ever tell me how and what to do ever again. And then it's like, that's not like, either extreme is not like it. It's like a good balance of like, what do you actually want? But I feel like when you are oppressed, like how women have been socially oppressed, is like, you know, like you couldn't own a house before, you couldn't do this, you couldn't leave your man, you couldn't, had no rights, so that now we're like fighting for rights that we probably don't even want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now we're doing too much. It's like, okay, we proved we can, but is this even what we want? You know, because what if men were walking around saying like, we don't need no woman? It's like, we look at them like, yeah, but are those divine men?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want a man who says he doesn't need a woman. I want a man who thinks he wants a woman.
Right. Because
I feel like I need a man. Like, I don't want to bring the groceries upstairs. And I'm sure he doesn't want to cook his, like, sandwich. Or whatever, like, those roles are in people's lives. Like, maybe if it's backwards, sure. But I'm saying, like, I don't want to do those things. He doesn't want to do those things.
I feel like we, as a society, came to a point where we feel like each person in a relationship doesn't need each other. Or we feel as if like everything is just so replaceable. Because like now we have like social media and we see so many options out there. But it's like we don't understand that those options may not be good, baby girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for you to get, I don't know, like, so many thoughts are running through my brain right now. But I feel like as a woman, I want to feel soft. And like, I want to feel like I don't always have to like carry everything on me. And I think I felt like that for so long. Like, everything I have right now is because I know I've worked so hard for it. And since I've had that for like so many years already, like I think I'm at a stage in my life where I kind of want someone to like step in and be like, it's okay, baby girl, like you do what you gotta do. And then I can handle like the hard stuff. Because I was alone for so long. Like, I just wanted to focus on me and like know that I got me. But sometimes I want someone to have me too. You know, like I want to be a little like princess to someone, or just like, you know. But I feel like that shouldn't take away like my like womanhood. Like I feel like me wanting to be soft and me wanting to like let someone like have charge, I feel like that should not make me less of a woman.
I feel like that actually would make you more of a woman.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know where I stand, and I know what like I have to offer and like how I could benefit someone. And I feel like me wanting my partner to do certain things for me, I feel like that should not make me seem like, oh, yeah, well, why can't you just do it yourself? Yeah. And it's like, baby girl, I don't want to do it myself.
You shouldn't.
Like you said, like, bring up the groceries. Yeah. Fix the hole in the wall. Right. Like, my tire is flat. There is literally nothing
wrong with gender roles.
But I feel like as a society, we have made it seem like it's so wrong. Like, I think nowadays, everyone thinks that all they need is themselves.
Because I feel like the extreme was, like, also wrong. Like, oh, okay, women can't. And it's like, okay, there's a difference between you can't. And it's like, stay in the house and cook while I pay all the bills and I'm going to cheat on you because I'm doing everything. Right. And then it's like, you don't have the option to leave because you can't work. Right. That's where, like, nothing should be an extreme. Yeah. So it's like, taking away someone's like power is never going to be empowering. Mm-hmm. But that's like the same thing we're doing right now to men. It's like we're saying, oh, we're taking away your power because I'm going to be a woman and a man. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're actually just making yourself less of a woman by trying to play both roles. Yeah. You don't have all that time in the day to be a man and a woman. Like to pay all the bills and clean the whole house and do that blah, 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 blah. And then now women are expected to fill our roles as women and to fill a man's role so that we can be independent, right, so that we can be empowered and this and that. And it's like, I just don't think that the two are the same. Yeah, they're not. And I don't think that to me, the gender role thing, oh, that shouldn't be gender roles. To me, that's so freaking stupid. It's like saying, oh, well, kids have never worked. Like, kids should be working. It's like, no, there's, like, age-appropriate things, and there's gender-appropriate things. Yeah. If you want to say, though, like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't care about blah, blah, blah. I actually do want to work every day, all day, blah, blah, blah. That's your choice.
That's on you, yeah.
But it just shouldn't be expected for us to play both roles, the man and the woman, the provider and the caretaker. Because women have to go out and provide now, especially like with this horrible economy. Like even if a man wanted to be the sole provider, sometimes he probably can't. Yeah. But apart from that, even if he could, women are now seen as like, oh, you're less strong if you're not like providing. Like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's a job. You literally go to work and you pay someone to watch your kids. Guess what? Because that's a job. Right. Like, there's not like free nannies. Yeah. That's a job. People watch kids. People go to daycares. Like, all this stuff. Even schools, they're funded by the government. It's like a freaking public health care. Yeah. I mean, public daycare. Yeah. You're paying it with your taxes. Somebody's still watching your kid for you. Yeah. So... yeah, watching kids is a job.
Is a job, yeah.
I mean, you're responsible for not letting something happen to this and feeding it and blah, 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 blah. You're a full-time chef, laundry, this, that. For you, your man, that is a job. Yeah. And I feel like before, women had all these, like, resources, like family units. People lived closer together, and you had, like, a community to raise your kids. And now women are so alone. And then you're just expected to, like, give birth. A lot of places don't even have to give you paid leave. Yeah. Or even respect the fact that you have to leave. Like, you could get fired for having to give birth. Yeah. And then you're expected, if you do get, okay, time to go, doesn't even mean that you're going to get it paid for. And then some of those places, you have to come back. I think teachers have to come back in like a month.
Which is crazy.
1 month with your newborn.
Like, let's talk about, what's that thing called? Like, postpartum depression.
Bro.
And it's like, I've had people in my life that had suffered that like years after they even give birth. Yeah. Imagine having to step back into a workplace after a whole month.
That's crazy.
And then it's like, if you don't, it's like, oh, well, there goes your job.
You just had the most dramatic hormonal shift any being could ever experience, which is giving birth. Yeah. Because it plummets your hormones. And then you're just expected to, like, do all these things. So, yeah, we are here advocating for women's rights. Because I do think, like, society should conform. The same way we conform to kids. Like, okay, these are kid-safe playgrounds, kid-friendly TV shows, kid YouTube, like, blah, blah, blah. Every being is different.
Like, it has certain guidelines. It's like, why can't us as women have that.
Right.
And not it seem that we're weak or that we can't do it by ourselves.
That is the most empowering thing. It's to say this is our like superpower, and like you should respect that. It's that this is us. That is the empowerment. The empowerment is not to become the other gender.
Yeah.
That is just us like faking our way through. Oh yeah, being a woman is so weak, so I'm gonna act like a man. No, being a woman is so strong. Like that is like your power, your like beauty, and we don't have to keep thinking that in order for us to be seen as strong or independent,
we have to do 20 things at the same time.
No. And it just strips away your femininity. I watched this girl on YouTube. Her name's like Alexis with a W, and she's like a feminine coach and all these things. And she just always talks about how when you're in survival mode, and I told you this the other day.
Yeah.
And it's like such a great piece of advice. When you're in survival mode, if you're being chased by like a cheetah in the wilderness, you're not worried about, like, let me straighten my hair.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I forgot to finish that painting.
Yeah.
You're in survival mode. You're like, oh my god, there's a cheetah.
I need to run the hell away.
How am I gonna be safe? Like, what am I? So that's what women are doing all day. Is like we're in survival mode, trying to work. You said yourself you have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in survival mode, thinking about how am I gonna provide for myself? How am I gonna do this and that? When do you have the time to recharge your feminine energy and be the woman that you want to be?
Right.
There is no time
at all.
So.
And then it just kind of like makes me feel crazy because like I want that time. Like I want to tap into like myself and like my creativeness.
Yeah.
Like can't lie. When we first met, like officially and stuff like that I finally did that photo shoot with you. I don't even know what I was doing, but obviously I was like younger back then and I had like so much time. I did that photo shoot and I was like, whoa, I love doing this. Like, let me tap in real quick, you know? And then from there, that's when I popped off like just like modeling and like I would have a shoot like every other week and like, and even if I didn't, I would make one on my own. And like, I just felt like so passionate about it. And it's because I had the time and I had the space to do that. But then it's like that led me to getting like a second job. And then once I had 2 jobs, I was like, oh, well then there goes that.
Yep.
And it's like it kind of just stopped. And then whenever people bring it up, like, oh, Ashley, like, how's modeling going? This and this and that. I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm just like working right now.
Just working full
like trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know, this and that.
Rent is due.
Yeah. Like while I'm talking to you, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, like how many days do I have to work this week and stuff like that. Versus like me having the time and space, like, you know what? Yeah, how is modeling going for me? Like, let me tap back into that, this and this and that. And it's like I have these conversations with people. They're like, oh, well, you should definitely get back on it. And in my head, I'm like, I would love to, but I have to work.
Yeah.
It's like, it kind of sucks. And then it's like, I do want the time, but can I get that right now? Got bills to pay, baby girl. And it's like, it kind of just like sucks, you know?
Yeah, it really does. But I think that is now like the new woman's problem. You know, but back then people may have had like, oh, we don't have rights.
Right.
It's like now we have so many rights. Yeah. We want a little bit less. No, I'm kidding.
Like, can we turn back, please?
But that will be part of our journey, is like finding out what type of woman do we want to be, and not just like following the herd that's just like going to a place we don't want to go.
There is like, I don't know, like if you're watching this and like you do relate, I feel like this is like a harsh topic to have.
Yeah.
Because I think right now sometimes, like with like the social media world, is like if one thing is put out there and that's like the main thing that a lot of people agree on, then it's hard for you as an individual to not try to agree with that.
But it's because, like, scientifically speaking, like humans are like pack animals.
Yeah.
So if you are like the outcast of a pack, you're most likely to be like left off behind, killed, exiled, whatever back in the day. So those traits and characteristics like have developed through our DNA to be something that we do seek for. It's like acceptance,
validation,
in a group, because if not, then we are at like, our life is threatened.
Right.
So these are valid feelings that do matter. They come from like a genuine place of safety and security in our brain. But it is like what you're saying, it is hard to be like, what is my truth? And that's something that I've seen a lot within myself, like, I do have a lot of opinions that have changed within the past, like, 2 years of things that I never thought I would, like, agree on or disagree with.
So much.
In so many, like, topics that we can't get into right now.
Yeah.
But this is being one of them. Like, when I was younger, I did think the same that everybody kind of told me, like, yeah, being empowered by a woman is this and that. My parents told me, oh, don't ever let a man, blah, blah, blah. Be strong and independent and get a job so you never have to depend on no man. That came from what they thought was a wise thing, like, okay, you don't want to be stuck like your grandma or this or that.
Yeah.
So this is like our wisdom. But that's just like the incomplete version of advice. You know what I'm saying? That just comes from trauma and not from wisdom. So yeah, I do feel like you're right. It is hard to go against like the groove. We don't even naturally think to go against the groove.
Yeah.
And then we get lost in it. We're like, wait, why do I think this? And it's like, this is not even how I feel.
And then you end up just like waking up one day and just like, who the fuck am I?
Right. I'm just agreeing with Twitter.
Exactly.
And I don't even agree with them.
Literally.
And then it's scary to say how you really feel. You don't want to sound shallow.
Yeah, or you don't want to be
ignorant.
like exiled for just having your own opinion and, like you said, your own truth.
Yep. And that's what this podcast is for. I'm going to talk about my truths. And you know what? They might change with time. I might say something in an episode that a year from now might not resonate with me.
For us to, like, it just gets me kind of mad sometimes because it's like you have two groups, right? One has a certain opinion on something, the other one does. And then it's like they kind of spend their whole lives debating on each other. Yeah. But then it's like if this person from over here finally decided to agree with them, that whole group is going to be like, oh, well, like, this and this and that. It's like, baby, we're human. We're allowed to change. Yeah. Like, I feel like back in the day, there was, like, so many protests about, like, certain things. We don't have to get in it. And people will go on the internet and apologize about, like, them having, like, that different opinion and then them finally seeing, like, the point of view. And then people are like, oh, well, you're not genuine because I know before you thought that way.
You know how many things I've changed my mind on?
So it's like now I can't even like learn from my mistakes and grow with that without you feeling like I'm not being genuine.
And people take ignorance as malice. If somebody did something 10 years ago, however many years ago, that came from a place of ignorance, whether it was like say a joke or blah blah blah, that you don't know it's like offensive or whatever, like if it didn't come from a place of malice and you're just like being like a kid or whatever, saying something and then you're like, oh, I didn't know this was offensive to this group. Well, you didn't freaking know. Now, if another thing is like knowing that you're being offensive and getting here and like bullying people or being mean, like you could always be held accountable for that. And then you could say, oh yeah, my bad, I was a bitch. I can think of so many times that I've been a bad friend, a bad girlfriend, a bad daughter, a bad whatever. Infinite freaking examples. Imagine someone being able to like just pull up a clip of you like yelling at your mom at some point in your life
and then
like,
they just broadcast that. It's like, oh well, that's her.
No, it's not. No, fuck, that was a bad moment. Like if you stand behind that, you're like, yeah, I mean, fuck my mom, and that's how you feel. That's your truth. Yeah. Okay. Now you're in the position of people being like, okay, I don't want to support someone who doesn't like their mom. Now that's something new. But if that person like, oh yeah, I mean, I was just mad at my mom and I was like a kid and I was rude. It's like, okay, so they were just, that was a bad moment. People get so like
wrapped up,
and it's just because I don't know. I think people just feel good like judging other people because it makes you obviously feel a little bit better about everything that's going wrong with you. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. We should definitely have a lot more
forgiveness,
grace, for others, for because we all say and do things that don't resonate with us all the time. That's what I'm saying. If I say something in this podcast, like not just this episode, but like any episode that's coming in 2 years later, I say
something else.
Pink is no longer my favorite color.
Clip from the other podcast and be like, oh, well, that's not what you said 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's not how I felt 2 years ago. that wasn't
like,
my
truth. The way that I feel
then.
right now is not the way that 18-year-old Ashley felt
at all. And this is not how 30-year-old Ashley's gonna think either.
Like I'm gonna probably look back at this and clip it myself and be like, really?
Oh my god,
this is you.
Just before we started filming, we were seeing videos of us from like quarantine, and we were like making TikToks and we look so cringy. So it's like we thought we were so hot, but now we look back, we're like, that's not hot. That doesn't resonate with what we think is hot now. So it's like the same thing. I could have made an opinion video then and it's not gonna resonate with me now. So people need to get over that, especially with like talking on the internet. Everything's like a digital footprint. It's like, okay, like you don't agree with you from 10 years ago, so shut up. Right. Shut up.
But I just feel like I brought that up just to like go back to the fact that the topic that we are having can be harsh to talk about.
Yeah.
And it can, like, make certain people feel like, why the hell would you even say that? Like, what? No, like, this and this and that. But
Right.
it's okay to have your own truth.
Right.
And if, honestly, everyone disagree with us and we're the only ones that feel this way,
we're definitely not. That's the thing, though. Everybody's talking about soft girl era and wanting to be a house mom and all these things. Like, we're kind of stepping into our own truth. And it's like, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, some people say, oh, you love seafood. Mm-hmm. Like, you love seafood. I don't like seafood.
Nice boil right now.
I like certain things. Like, I might like salmon, X, Y, and Z. Ew. You see? But that's like being like, oh my God. You stupid, ignorant bitch.
How can you say you love seafood?
Like, yeah, no. So, yeah, it's exactly what Ashley's saying. Like, if this conversation doesn't resonate with you now, then it's not for you. You know what I'm saying?
But it's for maybe you could watch it in a few years and you'll be like, wow.
Just keep watching it.
Go back.
Until it hits.
One day it'll hit, I promise.
Yeah, keep watching it because we're right and you're wrong. I'm kidding. But this is how we feel. And this is why I wanted to have a podcast, because I felt like there was a gap for women to talk about everything womanhood, whether that's like our relationships, how we feel, how we think.
Without feeling judged, I feel like.
Yep. I feel like the only time I see women talk on podcasts are like when they're in these groups of like, is she a hoe if she goes out or not? It's like the only time. And sure, those are like entertaining clips.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like at least I don't know of any podcast that like I see wise women just talk about how they feel and like what they don't know and what they wish to know more. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not sitting here like trying to educate people, we're just saying how we feel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is gonna like sit with somebody and be like, damn, me too. Or like, damn, that's really how they think. It's still like perspective that like even the best people to have around you are the people that you don't agree with all the time, because they challenge how you feel.
You can't have a yes man all the time.
Hi guys, this is Wendy from the future here. It wouldn't be a first episode without some technical difficulties, but to sum up what we were talking about, I was just expressing how excited I am to finally have a platform where women can get together and we can just talk about everything girl world. So I'm so excited for future conversations and just everything that this podcast will bring, not just to me, but to you guys as well. And thank you guys for watching this whole episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to, do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, subscribe, send it to your bestie, and I'll see you girlies next Wednesday. Bye.